All right, guys, our driver's backing in for his third load of the day. Hopefully I can get this on video for you, get some good video for you, because we got some big ones going in this load. We're gonna put that one in. I got another full-size truck that's gonna go in, and then a Jeep and some cars, and hopefully that'll fill it out, get us some good weight. So anyway, you're gonna see it here in just a minute. Okay guys, so I've sped this up a little bit just for the simple fact to save time, because I had a lot of video footage from this load. This red dually was the first one of these dualies that I loaded, and I found out very quickly that the dually axles on these things are as wide as the inside of the trailer, so I had to do some smashing to get that sucker to actually fit down in there, and then once it dropped in, I couldn't really scoot it to the front like I thought I could. So that was a little bit of a problem, and the cab, and before I smashed it, and the bed of this truck were fairly full. You can see the bed kind of hanging up there. I pretty well packed them full of random parts and trash I picked up off the ground, you know, just in the process of cleaning up in between loads. So there's that one. I think there's a full-size Dodge that gets dropped in here on top of it. And then here in a minute you're gonna see a little white Dodge Caravan. Looks like I'm reaching down into it. That thing, I'd actually cut a hole in the roof of that van with a Sawzall that was the same size as the bucket on my Bobcat or my boss's tractor. And all the small scrap that was in our shop, as we would, you know, fill up our little scrap bin in the shop, we'd put that in a tractor bucket, and then we had it parked up by the shop, and we would just bring the scrap out and dump it in the hole in the roof. The only problem we ran into with this was that by the time we got done and we decided we needed to move it, it was so heavy that when I picked it up with the my boss's 1150C case high lift that weighs roughly 28,000 pounds, on a flat surface it was actually picking the back end of the tracks up off the ground slightly. So I would estimate that that van probably weighed roughly 10 to 11,000 pounds when we brought it down here, because there was a lot of other vehicles I picked up at that high lift that it didn't even seem to bother. And we'd actually gotten that to the point where anytime it would get stacked pretty well full, we'd stick a bucket in there and pack it down some more, stuff some more on top. So the only reason I'm pulling this stuff out, I could have picked it up with the excavator, but I didn't even think about it before I started loading it with scrap. We had never prepped that vehicle, so it still had a fuel tank in it that needed to come out. So I had to unload as much of it as possible so it didn't end up on the ground, because that would have made a heck of a mess. And once I got most of it unloaded, I actually picked it up by the front end and shook all the rest of the loose stuff to the rear of the minivan. That way I could roll it on its side and cut the fuel tank out of it. So just to kind of give you an idea of what I was doing there. But I'm throwing as much of that small stuff down in this load to add some extra weight. You can see an old piece of cable. It was one of the winch cables off of one of our tow trucks. We swapped it out about a year ago, and it was in that van too. So anyway guys, I will, oh, there's one of the seats. But I will let you guys watch the video for a bit, and hope you enjoy it. Well guys, you can see here closer to the end of the load, I was actually picking some more small stuff out and dropping it in just to try and make a little more weight, kind of fill in some of the gaps. And I wanted to empty out some of these vehicles a little bit anyway. I had a bunch of trash and just the stuff that was falling off these cars, smashing them, that I needed to pick up off the ground, and these pickup trucks made, for lack of a better term, great dumpsters to put the stuff in. This was some old fence wire that was in the back of that truck. There was all kinds of stuff we had down there for scrap, so I'm just jamming it in the trailer. And if you noticed on a couple of those when I loaded them up, I was actually flipping the vehicles upside down, and I found that the vehicles that were on top of the load, I actually started trying to flip those over on a regular basis. That way, if there was any loose stuff on the top of the vehicle, say body panels, sheet metal, plastic from the interior, that it wouldn't get caught by the wind and hopefully end up out on the road. I didn't want the truck driver to get in trouble for stuff coming off the load, and I wanted to make sure that there was as little, I didn't want to be responsible for that. So anyway guys, here again, I really enjoyed these videos. I really enjoyed making them for you. So do me a favor, click the thumbs up button if you are. Don't be afraid, please. I love the comments. Been getting some really good comments, and I'm trying to respond to as many of them as possible as quickly as I can. So please don't be afraid to drop me a comment in the comment section. And if you haven't already, do me a favor, click the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. That way you can get notifications on all of the new videos that I post as soon as I post them. You may want to make sure you click the little notification button if you're really enjoying these. That way, as soon as I upload and publish something, it'll send you out a notification, and you know it's there. So again guys, I appreciate every view. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. And guys, don't be afraid to get out there and get your hands dirty. You just might have a little fun doing it.
Yeah, nothing I can get another car.